Welcome to another edition of Behind the Brush. Usually, we look at a specific area of art and focus on the factors and issues in creating the work. But this episode, we'll be exploring the difficulties emerging artists face in breaking into the industry.
Well, actually, there's always been an art-science crossover with my work. I've always been fascinated by both, and they tend to intermingle. But since my son's accident about 5 years ago now, I veered into abstract art rather than illustrative. I used to have a plan in my head of how the art would look. I knew exactly what it was that I wanted to draw, and I would just get on with it. I'd have a plan. But after his accident, there was a ripple effect and our lives changed. And when I did start drawing again, I couldn't plan anything. I couldn't think ahead. So I started drawing fractals, branches, triangles, and just linking them up. And I just kept going until an image would emerge. Problems starting out, I'd definitely say that you'd have to speculate to accumulate. You have to put in more before you can get anything out of it. But a lot of artists, as I say, it's about trying to get your work out there and trying to get your work noticed and trying to do that regularly. It costs quite a bit to do, and it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. To be honest, a lot of the focus when you're studying an art degree, it was mostly about figuring out what you wanted to do as an artist. The marketing side of it and the business side of it, I'm sort of trying to figure out now as I go along. I think it's quite common for a lot of artists, or certainly when you first start out, you do your degree and then you're off on your own. It's a case of off you go. Now that you've learned something about yourself, out you go into the world and try and do something with it, and it's extremely difficult. I don't really know what I'm doing. You hear things like, make sure you've got a website, make sure that you're networking, but how to approach galleries or how to approach agents or how to even create a website, I didn't know how to do any of those things. I've kind of had to learn it on the fly, and I'm still learning. I can't stress enough how important it is to have your own studio space, and renting a studio does cost a lot of money, and as I say, unless you're working alongside it, it's very difficult to try and afford that, so yeah.
With over 150,000 art graduates every year competing for the lowest paid profession taught at degree level, it seems to have become unsustainable to start a career in art. So how can you find work in this industry, and what challenges face emerging artists?
Well, I'm a sort of mixed media sculptor, so I use overlooked and sort of arte povera materials, concrete, paper, found wood, that kind of thing.
Rachel is the current chair of Cambridge Artworks. They offer studio space to artists to help them create work, whatever stage of their career they are at, in order to help the community to flourish.
Well, we're hoping that we're a bit of a hub for Cambridge artists. We do have a gallery space downstairs, and we've just started a residency programme in the last couple of years. Well, we have an application process. We ask you to complete a form saying, well, what your experience is, a little bit of CV, and what you need from us in terms of studio space. Well, I think one of the things that it does means that you can work not in isolation, because it's quite a lonely life being an artist. So actually just to have like-minded people around who you can bounce your ideas off is enormously good for people, I think.
I will just now keep working and working and working until something starts to happen. I'm trying to get the sense that I can see in his eyes, that poise. So I'm trying to convey something I felt there into a different medium. I can keep working with it until I start to think, actually, that's beginning to resonate. Yeah, I can see that I'm liking this.
I've been very fortunate in being able to secure a studio space
in Cambridge, and I would love to see more studio space available for more people, so that people that are coming out of colleges, they're finishing their degrees, or at any point in their life they've decided that they want to go on and take their art more seriously. I would like to see the availability of more studios. The challenges of entering the industry is that there are a lot of artists out there who have got connections, who are trying to enter the industry.
Well, I think it's important to get your work out there in whatever way you can.
I mean, if you wanted to get into, say, a gallery, then it's wise to do your research, to go to look at galleries, then have a look and seriously ask yourself whether your work would fit into that.
You know, when you started your own art practice, maybe you've gone to college, even then you really are scrabbling around for opportunities to show your work.
So where can aspiring artists show their work to get recognition? There are always organisations around that help display artists' work. The Cambridge Open Art Exhibition is an example of how artists at the start of their careers can begin to get the experience that they need.
So the Cambridge Open Art Exhibition is an exhibition of around 95 artists who live locally to Cambridge, and they have 280 artworks on display, as well as an extra around about 300 unframed works.
It's an open exhibition, so we have a variety of artists that aren't selected, it's just first come, first served.
And 4 artists will go forward to the top 20 exhibition as a follow-on, and this year that's going to be at Haddenham Galleries.
I did rather well in this competition, surprisingly. And I was first runner-up, so that was quite a boon, as it were. So I wasn't expecting it, and when I said what, it echoed in here, which was a bit embarrassing. But yes, nonetheless, I did rather well. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that.
Open art exhibitions seem to be a great way to get the experience you need in order to take a step into the industry.
The skills that you need in terms of learning how to, sell your work, promote yourself, things like that, wasn't really covered much in my degree course. And certainly it's really hard to find platforms where you can kind of share your work. I do find it a bit embarrassing and nerve-wracking when other people are stood in front of my work. But at the same time, it's really nice to have an opportunity to, hear other people say that they're enjoying something. Or, when you get a little yellow sticker, red sticker on there that says that your work's been sold, you know that someone else is enjoying your work and that they're going to put that on their wall and they're going to like that piece of work. So yeah, that's really satisfying.
It's a great opportunity for the buyers because they can own affordable artwork, and it's a great opportunity for the artists because we don't take any commission from them.
Because it's an open art exhibition, that people who would not normally possibly be able to get in the front door with certain exhibitions have an opportunity to show their work and be part of the whole excitement.
I like showing my work to the public. I do it mainly so that I can get the reaction from people and see what they think of it, and otherwise it just sits in a cupboard and doesn't get to see the light of day.
But one of the things that I think this event is really special and great for is it's non-selective, so it means that people like me, or people who've only just started painting, or people who have been painting for a long time have an opportunity to get their work out and for people to see it.
Despite being slightly unnerving, exhibiting your work as an artist in events like these not only allow you to promote your work, but also open up possibilities by involving yourself in the community. Although aspects such as space to create, being ill-prepared in art school, and having a lack of exhibition space can stump your progression as an artist at the start of your career, reach out to your local art communities and you'll always find a helping hand. Thank you for watching another episode of Behind the Brush.